All right, so our final battle will be Crossroads. Got the Soviet horde right here. Dan, what do you got?
I got IS-2 122s.
All right, so all these tanks, these big tanks are
Yeah,
IS-2.
yeah. I haven't been building anything. It's been kind of hectic at the house.
It's a full company.
Yep, and the 152.
The invisible 152s.
Yes, with
Cloaking device.
with their observation posts.
Uh-huh.
I have the second group I'm running is Hero Shock pawns. With two Maxim machine guns and a flamethrower in each unit. There's one unit here being played by the Germans, and one unit here that's actually Russians. Their HQ's back here, and these are Katyushas with their armored car that's being proxied by something else.
Okay. All right, and I've got 9th SS that are, so they're beefed up, 2 platoons, and intermixed into them is a platoon of HMGs. Got the HQ right up there. I've got 88 tank hunters, and they are the ones with the artillery. In ambush, I got 75s, and in reserve, I've got a full platoon of Panthers waiting to go. So first turn will go to Dan, and
Also card-wise, I got RPG 6s. Moved his deployment marker 6 inches. Right. Lucky and make your own luck.
All right, so he's got his usual lucky cards and anti-tank grenades, and you already used Myerskova to move my thing off.
Yeah.
Because I correctly anticipated where you were going.
I had a little box to go in, that's the problem.
All right, so the idea is that he's got to take this objective and one of these in order to win. If I keep him 8 inches off of these two after turn 6, I win. So that's how the scenario is going to play out. So we'll come back with top of turn 1. All right, so everybody moved up. Artillery hit. He ranged in twice, so hit on a 6. Then I flubbed my save, and then he had a 2-up firepower, which he missed. And then over here, got a hit on the HQ, and I made my save. So let's unpin these guys. They get a reroll.
They didn't need
it. And these guys right here, and
they go.
So we're all good. And so let's see, we'll come back with top of turn 1. All right, so I backed out my HQ, my 88s. We're only able to bail this guy out, so now we go to top of turn 2. Okay, basically moved up and pinned down my guy, so we'll see if he can unpin, and he does. So got my 88s back, and that's it. So we'll move to bottom turn 2. All right, so I used my artillery, bombarded, took out one guy, pinned him down. We'll see what happens there. But here's the big thing. I jumped him with one of my platoons. Now they're loaded with Faust. My HQ joined in there. Faust, Shrek, and they got the Vendetta card going for him. And so it was a good battle. He took out one of my stands, but I took out 3 IS-2s. So a big win there so far, but we'll see if the infantry right behind them can avenge what is going on here. So we go to top of, well, first roll for these guys, see if they get unpinned. I believe they're 4 up, right?
Yep.
So they're stuck there.
Well, they can move, they just can't shoot, I don't think.
Well, they can't move towards me.
Yeah.
Because I got guys over here. So they can move laterally, but they can't come towards my guys yet. All right, and so obviously this is going to be a revenge here, so we'll see what happens. Panthers came in.
Yep.
And there's, oh, I forgot to shoot that guy. What is he to hit?
Probably 3, like everything else in the Soviet army.
All right, so I would say 3 of my guys, so that's 3 shots. 3 to hit.
4 on terrain.
4 on terrain, 5 long range, and is he a scout?
Yes.
6. So I missed. All right, now we can go to bottom of turn 2. All right, so he finally took out that troublesome 88. but pinned them down. Almost took out another 88 with his Katyushas. Bounced off of a Panther. Assaulted and killed somebody with the flamethrower, right?
Yeah.
But then when he came in for the assault, the machine gun teams, this is why I like them a little bit better than the Fallschirmjägers. They get that extra shot, and so that came in handy, and I was able to push them back on defensive fire, killing 2 guys. 2 stands are gone. So what the Russians really don't care about such paltry losses. So we'll see what happens on bottom of turn 3. Okay, Panthers cautiously moving up. Took some pot shots. This guy missed, of course. These guys dug in. And we're waiting for the Soviet onslaught. Coming in top of turn 4. Oh, tried to range in over there. Couldn't. They're still pinned down, though. So let's see if they get unpinned.
Nope.
Okay, so they're kind of stuck there. See if these guys get unpinned.
Yes.
And they do. So these guys, the important ones, are ready to go. All right, so those guys didn't get unpinned, so they're stuck there. Tanks are hanging back. HQ moved over there. And these guys came and assaulted and pushed my guys out of the forest. Actually, I could have counterattacked, but only with 3 guys. That would pretty much spell the end of my guys, so I decided to get them out of there. And so they're moved back here. So let's see if they unpin. And they do not, but they get a reroll. Yes. Then the HQ. No, but he gets a reroll. Yes. Okay, and then platoon digging in. Got it. And the HQ. No, HQ is not dug in. And see if these guys run away. No. Okay. Kind of did that out of order, but let's see. So we're going to finish up.
And I made a mistake.
By the way,
OPs.
we're bottom of 4. So we're going to come back with bottom of 4. And you made a mistake what?
With the OPs.
Oh yeah, we realized that he's not supposed to have 2 OPs, but we're going to let it go this game. But just future reference, you're not supposed to have 2 OPs, as far as I understand, because there's only 1 box on the force. So we'll come back with bottom turn 4. Okay, Panthers made their way across. This guy got stuck. Everybody had to go around. Took a bunch of shots. Finally, the 88s, even though they're pinned, they took him out. The OP over there. And these guys, of course, dug in. HQ did not. And so see if these guys get unpinned over there. Need a 4.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody's unpinned and ready to go, and top of turn 5. The flanking maneuver begins. These guys are sneaking around the side. These guys machine gun the crud. What'd you kill? 1 or 2? 1. And artillery killed 2, right?
Yep.
And so they're all pinned. And these guys didn't do anything, did they? Just sat there?
Yeah. So they're going to the ground.
Okay.
Let's see if I can dig them in.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so they're dug in. And let's see what else we got going on here. And that's it, right? So see if these guys get unpinned. They do. See if, well, I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that guy later. And these guys are still pinned. See if they get unpinned, and they do.
Let's see if they run away.
And see if the other platoon runs away. Nope. And so we are now...
6?
No, bottom turn 5. So we'll come back bottom turn 5. All right, so I popped these guys to kill his OP that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. I only hit him 1 shot, but I did kill him. These guys were only able to bail out 1 guy because they stink at shooting. These guys were not able to do anything. He missed over here. They got only 2 hits or 4 hits or whatever. They're dug in, so nothing's really going on there. And so now we go to the top of the 6. So here's the deal. He's got to get within 8 inches or I'll win. So he's got to get within 8 inches of those things, so he's got to come and get me.
All right.
All right, these guys came in, killed the guns. These guys came in, pushed my infantry back. These guys tried to shoot at my guys and didn't do very much and got scared of the machine guns, so just stayed there. Artillery killed a Panther, so good turn for the Soviets here. And so we're going to bottom of turn 6. So Here's the situation. I need to push these guys off, and if I do, then I'll win. So let me unpin these guys right here. Okay, so they're good. And yeah, so that's we'll come back with bottom turn 6 there. So all right, so it doesn't look good for the Germans. Panthers came back, shot. These guys are not hitting anything, and so I only bailed out one guy. And so go ahead and roll to see if these guys get back in, because if he goofs them. All right, so we got one back in.
Okay.
And so that keeps them in good spirits, which keeps them in the game. And this will probably be his push off here. And once he pushes me off, that'll be the game. So we'll go to top of turn 7, but it doesn't look good for the Germans. Okay, we had a little water accident over here. So he pushed me off. Basically, he's got this objective, but technically he's not within 4 of that one, so he needs to get somebody back there. So technically the game's still going on. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm just going to go after him here. And if he gets pushed back and doesn't die, then I don't know. Then I guess he'll win. But we'll see what happens on bottom turn 7. All right, so 88's finally showed up, killed his whole company of tanks. So went after his guys here, killed almost all of them. He's got 4 guys left. And
if they get back in spirits, yes.
Okay. All right, so he's going to move on to the thing, and if I can't push him off next turn, he'll win because this platoon ran away. And these guys are going to take over this one, so now that he's on there, if I can't get him off, then it's over. All right, so these guys consolidated, took a couple of pot shots at my guys over there. They're okay. Moved to get over here, so now I got to get him. And he moved his HQ up and moved some guns up closer, and that's about it. So we're going to see what happens here in bottom turn 7. I got to push him off or the game is over. And that is not in focus. There we go. The stubborn SS are hanging on, so I'm now contesting. See what happens over there. These guys have this objective, so now he just needs to take this one, and he'll win. And so we'll go to top of turn 8. It's coming down to the wire because he's got one platoon or company down here holding this. I've got one platoon holding that. So the real battle is over this now. Came in, I obliterated them with defensive fire, tried to come in with some guys over here, got them with defensive fire from the hill. And so really, it's if these guys can hold out against these guys.
I forgot to use my grenades.
No, you did.
On the hill. No, that's only in, never mind. Assault.
Okay, yes, that's correct. Okay, so now we're going to bottom of turn 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if the Germans, the Panthers, can do anything here. All right, so these guys went first, killed the HQ. This guy got bailed out by the commissar, but on the next turn, he had to roll to see if he ran away.
And I got a 1.
He got a 1. So they run away. So this is the only platoon left, so they run away. And because that's the last company, these guys run away.
And that's the end.
That is...
That was a slugfest.
That was amazing. I thought I was going to lose for sure. And I was just like, okay, let me just throw these Panthers and just have some fun. And they ended up mauling your infantry. Even with the bazooka guys.
Yeah, but I mean, the bazookas did their job. They pulled one off at least.
Yeah, you kept he pushed this guy back so he couldn't assault. But then once I got all my assaulters in here and made it out, because that 2-up cross-check made the difference. And these guys were just left hold. They did their job. They took the objective. The tanks were the ones that pushed through. So that was fine. There's nothing wrong there. It was just that other platoon.
I should have moved my HQ up into that little house right there.
Yeah.
That was my big mistake.
I think you're right. I think if that HQ was closer, things would have been different. Because then you could have kept using your bazooka type deals on me and wore out these Panthers that maybe pushed me back. And yeah, Panthers are the the Gold Star unit in this game. This platoon here had 3 guys left in it, so they really shouldn't have been rolling those 2 turns that I did. And the HQ was with them, and they had some HMG support, which dug in on this turn. Forgot to mention that, so that would have been even tougher for him to come across with that infantry. But you really couldn't come off this objective, because if you fail, well, actually, I guess you could have come back on a failed assault, but yeah, it was up to that other platoon on the other side. And you know what? If the HQ was there to begin with, you would have held it.
We wouldn't be talking about this.
Right, I wouldn't have had a chance to be pushing those guys all over.
That was my fault.
Yep. So the game was, and that's a good game, where if you don't lose because of dice, you lost because you missed an opportunity. You should have done something.
And the dice
different.
really tried to kill us both a few times.
Oh, especially me. I don't think I've ever rolled worse than in this game. But I had some good rolls.
Were you talking to Stacy? That wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. So, but Panthers, the 88s finally showed up. I mean, I had so many shots on your guys and just couldn't kill them. And then finally wiped them out in one turn. Like the last chance that they had to wipe them out, they did.
But I had to really push trying to take that objective, because that was no choice.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I forced you to come in before you were ready. And you punched through like you should have. And if that HQ was in position, if they weren't just twiddling their thumbs over there. I mean, they did blow up a Panther over there because of their spotting.
Oh, yeah.
But then it left them out of position. And it ultimately lost them the game. So, I mean, you didn't leave him back there because you made a real bad mistake or forgot about him. You had another priority and just didn't think about it. So, I'm guessing. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, those guns are awesome.
I love those.
88s are awesome.
If you can put those on spindles, they'll be the best gun in the game, I think.
Oh, you mean turntables?
Oh, yeah. Those things are lethal. Hopefully, next time we play, I'll have models for them.
And here's another thing. Why don't you get trucks for them? So that when you have to move them up.
I don't really count on moving them up, really. I count on them being in the back and just...
The artillery?
Yeah. They're not I don't want them being a slugfest unit.
Well, I mean, you had that... You probably paid a point for the guy you shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
So there was an extra point. There's your point for your trucks, just in case. All right, so any other thoughts? The HQ was out of position, and that's what lost it for the Russians.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before we play a game next.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
It is looking good. That's the problem.
So here's what happened. The Soviets were stalled. Race for Minsk. Minor Axis victory. The Germans did... Let me read this. The Germans did not want to give ground. The lieutenant could see Minsk in the distance, but so far... I don't have my glasses, I'm sorry. But so far it was proving out of reach. An explosion followed by a spray of debris. Okay, they're just talking here. No sooner the sergeant pointed out that when exploded, Germans had spotted them as well. Okay, so that's the beginning of the battle. So, yeah, it's a minor Axis victory. I think there's another card that explains the campaign result. But basically, you won 2 games. I won 2 games, but because I won the last game,
you won it.
I got the victory. But it was a minor victory because you got you were 2 versus 1 before this battle. So I guess that's how they do it. If you had won, it would have been a stunning Allied victory. Belarus liberated. So yeah. So that's how it ends. The Axis just barely win, and just barely win on this battle.
And the Panthers pull through.
The Panthers were absolutely superstars, and they didn't really do much until the very end. They're just kind of farting around for a while.
And getting bombed, that was about it.
Yeah, and didn't do much, and then finally just went berserk. And they were allowed. You know what? The 88's taking these guys. I could not have done that if these tanks were still in play. If those tanks were, so let's say I missed again with those 88s and you were able to pull back the IS-2s, you would win, because then those Panthers can't come out like they did. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of tactics, and that's how the game ends. That's how the campaign ends. And hopefully we'll be able to play again soon.
Maybe we'll do Germans. Like I'll do Germans next, and you can do Allies. We'll switch it up again.
Yeah, I think we should do D-Day again.
Okay.
You know, we'll do D-Day because June is coming up. By the time you are done with baby duty,
Yeah.
it'll probably be around June, so that makes sense.
Like we'll do the landings.
Yes, yes, I got that nice map. We
We'll
used
do
it once, and now I know how to use it. So
let's do the airborne first and let them,
yes,
because
absolutely.
maybe the airborne would actually play into effect on how the landings would go themselves.
Yeah, I got to look at the campaign because the campaign in the book is different than the campaign in the cards. So I'm going to look that up and see what's going on here.
Thanks, Dwayne Taylor, for the
Yep, we got the haystacks.
buildings and
Still
everything.
got this wet spot here, so we'll see how that turns out. And yeah, he's got our special building over there, and the haystacks, and the walls.
Oh yeah.
So there we go. And that's it. If anybody who's watching this wants to see a different kind of campaign, just put it in the comments below.
Give it a go.
And we'll see what we can do, because I've got time to think about it now that Dan's going to be away for a little while. All right, thanks for watching.